Hi friends, welcome back to Via Meditation channel. In this video, we're continuing our talk on Gurdjieff and we're addressing one very important point, and that is how to stop being mechanical. In this video, I'm going to cover 4 different points of Gurdjieff. So the first fundamental point which Gurdjieff thinks is that man is a machine. By that he means that man has the potential to be a man, but he has become very mechanical. So a man typically behaves very robotic. We've given this example on the channel many times, that if you're walking to a grocery store nearby to get some eggs or bread, so while you walk to the grocery store, the walk happens on its own, but there are thoughts which go on inside the head. You're driving a car, you see a red signal, you stop the car, but there are thoughts and you are having distractions in your head many times, which Gurdjieff says is that it's a mechanical behavior. You're not exactly aware of what you're doing. So he says in first point that man is a machine. So the key topic in this video is how do we stop being that. So one method that Gurdjieff really focuses a lot is something called as Deautomation, which means if you're walking to office or if you're walking to a grocery store, if you continue to walk the way you walk, it will be mechanical. So you have to be a little mindful and change the style of walking. You can take short steps, you can take long steps, you can move your hand differently. By doing so, you will present yourself a window of opportunity whereby you can be mindful. And I have tried this method many a times and it works. And in Buddha's time, it is said that he used to advise something similar to his monks when they were going to the village to get the alms, the food. It was called as, I think, Chakraman meditation. So if you change the way you walk, you can actually bring in a window of opportunity for mindfulness. But then this is one example. There are much more easier examples that you can implement. Like it's very common when we're eating food, sometimes we're eating food and we're looking at TV, we're on the phone, we're talking while eating. Eating is happening on its own. You're there on the phone or on the television screen. Now that's not mindful eating at all. That's mechanical. That's where a man is a machine. So Gurdjieff, in his method, would say, do something different. Different could be, don't eat with your right hand. Eat your soup with the left hand. Now you can be mindful because you will spill the soup on your shirt. So there's an opportunity that you could be mindful. Or you could sense the food, you could feel the food go down from your mouth to the throat. But those are still, I would say, more deeper techniques. But by changing the hand, you can bring awareness immediately. In some of the other Deautomation exercises, which I used to do earlier, is when I start my day, I used to start my day earlier, when I brush, I would use my left hand. And the moment you do that, it's inconvenient. And you will be mindful. Or try shaving with the left hand. It can be a little dangerous, so you have to be more careful. But there's again a scope that you can be mindful. So the point number 1 is that man is a machine. Point number 2 is Deautomation can help you become less mechanical, less robotic. The point number 3, which Gurdjieff emphasizes a lot, is he calls it self-remembrance. So normally our energies are going down and out. So there's, it's called as the one-pointed arrow, that everything is getting down and out. Our energies are getting dissipated. What Gurdjieff focuses on is basically a two-pointed arrow, that something should come back to you, which is self-remembrance, which is nothing but witnessing or abiding in the self, as the non-duality masters call it. It's one and the same thing. His word is self-remembrance. So the point is, if you want to be less mechanical or you want to stop being robotic, you have to be mindful of the fact, and that is self-remembrance. Of course, self-remembrance is a wider topic. It's fundamentally witnessing everything that is happening, all thoughts that are arising, all feelings that are arising. But I'm at the moment talking of mechanicalness. So obviously you have to be prepared and be aware of the fact that you are being mechanical all the time. See, the last point which Gurdjieff talks about is the concept of prison break. Now this is a very important point. So Gurdjieff says that once a person knows the situation in life. And of course, he uses prison break from an enlightenment perspective. He says that if a person knows his position in life, then obviously he should try and break the prison that he's trapped in. And to break a prison, a man cannot do it alone. He needs a group of people who can work together with him to break the prison. Plus, he should be guided by someone who has done it before, who knows the way out, who knows what are the loopholes, where the tunnel can pass through. So that's the guru, or that could be the method, or that could be a self. These are very wide definitions. A guru could be a self. A guru could be a guru, or a guru could be a method. And they can all culminate at a single point. So that's the last point, that he says that if you want to really break free, you have to realize your position, that you are in a prison. And if you're in a group of men, you will do it better. Zen calls it together action. A lot of other spiritual traditions call it Sangha. And why is Sangha important? There are 2-3 reasons. Reason one, we've just discovered, that you can achieve more in a group. The sheer intensity can be more. Secondly, when you're working with a group, you see there are skills which people develop. Somebody could develop skills with breathing. Somebody could develop skills with, certain musical forms, bhajans, or somebody could develop skills with active meditations. So those skills can somehow help the other person to grow faster. And lastly, I think there's also great merit in shared karma, that my situation in life or my condition in life may be different from yours. Sometimes when we work together, we balance each other's karmas out. So this is very important to realize that we are mechanical, and then we introduce a small window of opportunity where we stay mindful and we try to do things in a de-automated manner. Now this is over and above your regular meditation practice. This is capturing life in its essence. And last thing which I'd like to add is that another very good way of overcoming mechanicalness is trying to have 4 or 5 pit stops in a day. Like you set an alarm for 3 minutes in a day 5 times. And you can just be mindful for 3 minutes, close your eyes and step into witnessing. I got inspired by Prophet Mohammed's 5 prayers in this, and I've tried it myself, and I've tried it with a lot of my students, and it really works. So instead of having one 40 minutes practice once a day, you can divide it into small parts of 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Plus you can have one small practice of 25 minutes, 30 minutes also. Plus the 5 pit stops are very important. Like in one of the videos, Krishnamurti was saying, I don't think so Krishnamurti was fundamentally opposed to meditation. But what he was opposed to the fact that you may sit in meditation for 30 minutes or 1 hour. But the rest of the 23 hours, you could be very mindless. You could do everything that meditation is not. So I think that was one critique that J. Krishnamurti had of meditation. So when you try to be mindful for 3 minutes, 5 times a day, you try to make an outline of meditation. It's like, you have a mala where you can have beads of meditation. So that's it for today. Please subscribe the channel and help me spread the word. It's just a click for you, and it's a new channel, and it will help me a lot. Thanks once again.